Well, what a perfect introduction. Thank you very much, Sam. And it is me, Jaws. We are with Legday here as well. Now, they did speak about that 12-man epic roster from Eagle Gaming. Coming up against this Hope, they do have 6 members. I put up 3 fingers. I meant 6. There you go.
2 times 3.
Yeah. CIS Hope have got this 6-man lineup that is seen to be rather strong. You look at members like Sharik. This guy, absolute monster on these tanks. What really can he do to Eagle Gaming's roster that is going to come out the doors with a bit of fog in front of their face?
Absolutely, we don't know what we're going to see from the side of Eagle Gaming. 12 players to choose from, but they can only bring 6 into the lobby. However, in we go to Ilios, and looks like what they have picked is Nox, Get Amazed, Nico, Flippy, Hype, and Pippu.
Now, we're not too surprised, in all honesty, to see Nox and Nico in on this one. Tridd actually mentioned it on the desk a second ago. These guys, they've played on Rogue before. Rogue, at that time, was seen as one of the strongest Western teams in the world.
Real pedigree.
Real pedigree. And coming into this Eagle Gaming roster with 12 players, those 2 specifically, you kind of have to play them, don't you?
Absolutely. And as we come into Ilios as well, I'm really excited to see what we see from Flippy with Nico there on the Tracer. We might well see Flippy come out on something a little bit different, maybe a Widowmaker. You
say that now, he's hovering this Symmetra.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt we're actually going to see that.
Definitely Symmetra.
We're just looking at the beautiful scenery. Look at that boat. Amazing, Harry, isn't it?
Oh, it's just
Would you like a cruise on that boat? It looks pretty spectacular. It looks like one of those private yachts you sometimes see down when you go to a dockyard or a harbour near you. I know I used to live near a harbour. It was aligned with boats that I could never afford or never hope to afford, in all honesty. But we are jumping straight onto the first nap. Now, Ruins, like you said, Flippy, maybe popping out the side Widowmaker, and that's exactly what he's showing us.
And here we're seeing Chow coming in behind Sharik, making sure he doesn't take too much poke. He can use that defense matrix to ward off the more damaging projectiles that may come in towards Sharik's shield. And this is really interesting. You rarely see a Reinhardt on Ruins here, but we can see that CIS, so they're coming with a little bit of a different strategy. They're all playing across this high ground, which is incredibly rare to see on Ruins.
It does leave a lot of room to maneuver here. You think of kind of the Moira orbs and the AoE healing Moira can provide. Gives her a lot of ult charge fairly early on, already up to 50%. They are going to dive onto this large health pack though. Winter going extremely low, and in fact, going to get taken down inside his own bubble. Unfix forcing him back. Did actually get the hack off also. DMAC actually from Flippy onto Chow. However, they are taking control of the point for the time being. Flippy cannot manage to take out Shriek though. Look at his positioning. Shriek can't be touched.
Absolutely, but Flippy is right above him. He's ready to rain down the shots, and he's trying to get them into Kenzie at the moment. He's going to build up that out incredibly quickly. He's already got the infra sites if he decides to use them, but it looks like CIS Hope do have the position on the point, and it's going to have to be Eagle Gaming backing off for now.
You can't shoot through the Reinhardt shield, and Flippy managed to take out 2 members and get the DMAC as well, but the rest of the team couldn't really follow up. Nox was already down. Nico couldn't do anything after he dived in. There's too much defensive countermeasures coming out from CIS Hope right now.
Absolutely, and now we see Nico coming around the side. He wants to try and distract Sharik, make Sharik point his shield in a different direction and open up a direction for Flippy. He throws him a bomb, and there's the EMP.
EMP. Unfix is going to find 4 members in that EMP. Get Mace is going to get demexed instantly, and Chow's just going to be able to clean everybody up. Even Heng is going to get the boot kill on Flippy.
And going off on a little bit of adventure now, finding the smug purple lady. He's going to be pretty happy with that, and Unfix managed to strike first with EMP. But now, Hype has his chance to strike back. He can turn out the lights. And look, they're trying to camp out this translocator here. If Hype takes that, he may be in big trouble.
He has EMP himself, and now this is going to be a pretty easy... Oh, Nico.
Oh, Nico.
Got hooked. Lined and sinkered. Kenzie is going to pick up that kill. Does mean Eagle Gaming now are going to have to wait around. I want to quickly mention as well, Unfix's positioning, actually hacking that health pack to the far left-hand side, if you're on a CIS Hope's side, does mean they can't actually use that for added regeneration in the fight. So kind of useless to them right now, and it's going to leave, going to damper their spirits a little bit.
Absolutely, and we see Flippy swapping over from the Widowmaker onto the Reaper, and Nox already falling low. He's got his eyes now. Down goes the Earth Shadow, courtesy of Sharik, and there's the EMP.
Shadow was really big. EMP actually only hit the Moira, but she was already just dashing away, so she didn't actually get taken down by it per se. However, self-destruct did end up landing. Chow, self-destruct on top of the point, but CIS Hope are just standing on it. They don't seem to want to move. Flippy finally changing over to Reaper, just takes a face full of scrap. He's going to go down, get a maze now. Last member alive, has to be able to stall this point out long enough for his team to actually reconvene, but Chow holding the defense matrix, making sure he can't get that mech back, but Nico is the man of the hour.
Absolutely, Kenzie's being an absolute monster right now. He has finally managed to miss a hook. Now Chow has got his eyes on to Nox now. Nox had to pop his Primal Rage.
They capped it as well. That was actually really big. Nox popping the Primal Rage at the end, like you just so adequately put it. Pushed everybody off. 2 HP! He's so close. Health pack not hacked anymore. That self-destruct will find Nico. Unfixed with another EMP. Could use it at any time. Choosing to use it on the point. Not quite sure who he got. I don't even think he got the Diva there. So that does actually lead Nox to going down. And now Egg's actually going to get rocket boosted by Amaze. But Amaze, last member alone on the point. Look at how many members are trying to get around him. Defense matrix or not, you cannot survive 5 people.
Absolutely, and that's just going to be 150 HP and a dream, which is going to quickly be scuppered. Here comes Nico. He's the last member left. He's going to try and keep this in contestation for as long as possible to allow Eagle Gaming to get their reinforcements here.
Halfway capped. He needs to be able to touch it to make sure it doesn't go into overtime. It doesn't quite happen. Nox actually jumping straight into a hook. And Chow is going to take him out. EMP straight into the death bottom. But hey, Unflix, he's got the machine pistol and he isn't afraid to use it. Amaze gets sent sky high. The hammer coming out from Sharik. Just make sure he doesn't get that last final crucial point.
Absolutely. Recent tweaks to Sombra have changed the spread of her weapons, so if you can be a little bit more effective from that long range, you can hang out on the outside of the Death Blossom, really just throwing those SMG bullets and eventually send Flippy back to the grave.
Now, looking at CIS's history actually on these control point maps, we got to kind of think about how well they actually do. They actually historically struggle on maps like Oasis. Maybe this is their crutch. Maybe this is something that they're not quite fond of in the map pool. Maybe later on they're going to. Maybe later on it's their time to shine. They got almost 0% versus 99. That is a very, very dominant showing from CIS Hope already. But Eagle Gaming, you got to say, maybe this 12-man roster not as practice with every single member. You know, you're flipping people around in and out of scrims, and even Tridd hinted to maybe internal scrims going on, which happens a lot in places like Korea where you do have big rosters as well.
Absolutely, and speaking of flipping, it's going to be Flippy on the Widow, looking to turn the tables here onto Unfix. It's going to be taken to the skies with this fire. He's got maintenance. Oh, what? Nico, don't catch that. Damage boosted rockets do 156 damage. Jaws, that's more than a Tracer has health.
Nico, I didn't even see that rocket. I was like, okay, she's going to dash out of the way, but Unfix.
Cool, guys, don't look at explosions, Jaws.
He didn't, and he ended up going down. Not so cool anymore. He gets sent back to the base. That shield's going to go down pretty quickly, and Amaze doesn't have a defense matrix left, and just leaving Unfix completely alone, free to charge up this ultimate in this corner. He's having an absolute field day. Another direct hocket straight onto the Lucio just sends him back to where he belongs.
Oh, what a smart use of a
CIS
concussing blast there. Making sure that Nox going to get up there and lay down that consistent Tesla cannon damage. Now it's all down to Flippy. It's a long range shot, but he's going to quickly get healed up by Main at his back. However, Eagle Gaming have the positioning on the point here. Oh, okay, Flippy, double kill. I see you, son.
Aerial superiority snuffed out by Flippy. Nice pulse bomb. Did actually end up hitting the shield. Nico not quite finding his man. And even Main actually using that time to res Unfix. Might be pretty big here. They are on 31%. And Eagle Gaming, they're going to have to reconvene to try and get a little something here.
Despite the frag, Eagle Gaming's tanks just can't take the positioning on the point here and try and wrestle it away from CIS Hope. It's so difficult to try and take this point away because you have to cross that well to get towards people who are shooting you from the other side.
Very aggressive dive straight onto the mech. Nico ends up taking out Chow, and that's all onto Unfix here in his Mercy pocket. They're going to break it down to add a little bit more health to the pool. Unfix just struggling to find his way out. Flippy once again finding him in the skies and dropping him after you throw a stone off a stone at a bird. Absolutely strange barrier. That was a bit over presumptuous maybe. Kenzie is still on the point though. He is contesting, getting a couple of extra seconds. Dives straight back in. Discord Orb though is going to take him out in the end. So you can see the amount of people now on CIS Hope thinking maybe we should change the strategy up here. That rocket barrage I don't think was even used, and Unfix goes, nope, no more please, no more Flippy on the Widow. I'm gonna go Genji.
Here comes Unfix on yet another hero. It's gonna be the Genji is gonna be trying to dive deep onto Flippy, and they're going around the side, want to try and get Flippy unawares, but there will be good information coming from Eagle Gaming here telling Flippy exactly where everyone's gonna be coming from.
Yeah, you got to look at Nico as well. He's got his pulse bomb available. He has been very, very good at accessing these back lines. It's whether his tanks actually give him the space to do so. They are just trying to demech the Diva ASAP. It's exactly what happened. Nox is going to take out Chow. First up, yet again. This is twice in a row. 2 fights. He has fallen. First up, Unfix 17 HP. Probably wasn't worth letting the Diva know at that point you were there.
Playing with the devil, and he definitely lost that draw. That much is certain. And now Flippy is ready for the next attack to activate his infrasights. He's going to know where everyone's coming from. There are no surprises in store here for CIS Hope.
What's quite interesting, you look at this game as a overall, and you normally speak about the ultimate economies waiting to stack these ults, throwing them all in at once, you know, Graviton Surge and Rocket Barrage, etc., etc. But it seems like every single time CIS, Hope, and Eagle Gaming get an ult, they press Q instantly. They're like, we're just going to go on this one. And they're winning fights as well. One ultimate might just win this fight. That Infosight just gives so much information away.
Absolutely, they're chomping at the bit, but Hype needs to hold on to this Transcendence because Unfixed is almost at the blade. 75% in favour here for Eagle Gaming. They need to win maybe 1 or 2 more fights and they will have drawn things up here on Ilios.
Oh, this Transcendence is going to be good to make sure everybody stays alive. However, Count and Trans from Hype. The beat's going to get laid down as well. 2 support ultimates in a row, but then Jansen's just getting focused. The Discord was enough. He died because he had a giant monkey on his face. Nox is not going to let him go. He was shaking him just like died. 600 HP, not for long. Aang actually manages to get amazed. All right, a little bit of revenge for your D4, I guess. Unfixed with that Dragon Blade. Not against a monkey, you do not. He ends up just backing off this one. Primal Rage and another sound barrier might just seal the deal for this point, but Unfixed just not having a good day at all.
Absolutely landed on there by the side of Nox. Now Kenzie's desperately trying to bring it back with the pulse pistols, but it doesn't look like he's going to have enough damage. He's trying to back up his tanks, but they're getting taken down one by one. Getamaze has taken out Sharek.
Discord orb onto that monkey now, and that Primal Rage goes down extremely quickly. Kenzie tries to go for the stick. He does. The defense matrix went down so close to actually swallowing that one up. But Eagle Gaming, they've secured the point at 99%. CIS Hope now, they just need to recollect their thoughts. They've got 2 key ultimates here to use. Unfixed just needs to be able to find a time now to unleash that blade.
One last chance of her own, no support to stop him. This all going to potentially come down to Flippy hacking him midway through his blade. We'll have to see what the Sombra can achieve. She's coming in from the back. She's got her eyes on the hack, and there it is!
She got it. She got the hack off. He can't wall climb either. The new patch just deletes Genji off the field, only settling for the left and right click, but hiding around the corner, waiting for his chance to come in. And now Chow, he's got his revenge on Amaze, and Unfixed, very low HP, is actually almost wasted half this blade already because he was so low. He ends up getting a couple of slices on to the enemy monkey, but realistically, is this going to be enough for them? Chow does manage to clean up Flippy. Also, overtime ticking down. Words eating out my mouth really there, Harry, but CIS Hope take map number 1.
Indeed, it was a late EMP there from Flippy. He pressed Q as soon as he got it. He turned out the lights, but unfortunately it was the lights of Eagle Gaming that were knocked out here on Ilios. Kenzie getting play of the game with that Roadhog, and he was so impressive on the first point. I thought he was going to come in with a Widow, but nah, hooks will do. Hooks will do.
Hooks will do. That change up as well from onto the Sombra to try and hack the Genji was absolutely beautiful. But I think CIS Hope reacted extremely well. They were like, okay, our Genji's hacked. No worries. We're just going to back off ever so slowly. We're just going to keep on poking them out, and then you can just make sure you're safe enough to actually unsheath the blade. And that's exactly what he did do.
That was incredibly brave and calculated as well, because they were in overtime. They needed to make sure that they couldn't be taken away by something like a Boop or the Diva flying into them, stopping them from hitting that stride and letting go of overtime. But they managed to be very disciplined. They managed to make it work, and eventually they got the value that they wanted, not from the blade, but from the dive itself. Just great coordination as a team.
Yeah, the coordination of the dive coming out from Eagle Gaming as well is something we should touch on realistically. Yeah. Nico especially was this kind of player we were researching a lot. A lot of us have seen him on Rogue before. This guy is a big, well-known French player. Right now, he's just not really seeming to have the impact, maybe, that we'd kind of expect. It's actually been all on Flippy. Switching onto that Widowmaker, just deleting Unfixed on the Pharah, who was a beast in Trials, by the way, on that Pharah. That Mercy, that Pharmacy combo just led them to so many wins on Control Point and so many wins on Escort as well, which is kind of what we've said is a little bit of an unfavored map for them, or a map type, I should say. But we are just going to go on to Hollywood, which is going to be our next map.
Eagle Gaming's pick here. Looks like they'll probably want to try and play some dive here. Likely put Flippy back on the Widow where he was so dominant. You can run a little bit of Sombra here on the defense if you are so inclined. Not so good on the offense here because you can't really farm up that EMP off the health pack right outside the gate. That was an old strategy. Not seeing that much, but you can play on the defense.
Defense is pretty big because you can hack that health pack on the left-hand flank. That provides so much healing and cover for the enemy team. You know, if you do get kind of beaten out before you actually come onto the point.
You have a Tracer going around as well.
Exactly. It's a really big HP source. Normally, Tracers, you kind of see them duck, dip, diving and dodging, waiting for the enemy team, for your team to engage, and then they kind of pull the trigger. But if you hack that away,
you can stand our ground.
Exactly. Sombra can translocate there. And hey, I know exactly where you're going. You're going to the health pack. Too late, I've already hacked it, and I'm just going to give you a bit of mouse one.
Oh yeah, a little bit of mouse one action. We'll have to see what is going to happen on Hollywood. Who's going to be on attack first? Who's going to be on defense first? It's all a mystery at the moment. Eagle Gaming have been shrouded in mystery thus far. I'll have to see if it continues to come out on Hollywood. I'm looking to see a Flippy Widowmaker on the midpoint, though.
You'd hope so, realistically, right? But you've got to be kind of scared. And I'll tell you exactly why. CIS Hope. Their dive is looking pretty strong. I'm not going to lie. The D.Va players especially got focused early on, especially with the Zenyatta. But realistically, you've still got to be scared of Flippy, unless he gets pocketed hard. We are going to quickly jump to a quick ad, and we'll be back momentarily.
Brought to you by Omen, the official PC and display of Overwatch Contenders.
Here we go. Hollywood. I want to see the Sombra. You want to see the Sombra. I think everybody does after this patch. It was, you read the patch notes and you were like, okay, Sombra looks pretty good right now. I hope teams start picking her up. And in all honesty, I think you're right. Maybe the defense needs that Sombra in order to make sure NiKo doesn't get wrapped around behind them, because he is a demon on the Tracer. Can he actually prove it this time around? Does look like they're going for more of a stationary comp though. Unfixed and Main are actually on the Zenyatta this time around, and the Soldier.
Unfixed and Main. They're going to be playing Bloody System right here. Main's greatest source of protection here will be Unfixed Biofield when they get dived. It depends if they're going to play on top of this cafe, where we currently see Main hanging out. That would likely be a good point. And likely when they get dived, they're either going to rotate down towards that health pack underneath them, or we're going to go down to the dumpster where it's a little bit harder for Eagle Gaming's long-range DPS to shoot them across the point. Because they've got the cover of a dumpster, they've got the cover of the limousine as well.
4 seconds. They're going to jump out the game. I'm ready. Flippy's Widow. He's already clocked it. He's already locked it in. Too late. No changing now.
I want to see the palm tree shot. Nope. Okay, it is actually early enough. Flippy coming out with the Soldier. Why do you disappoint us, Flippy?
A bit, only slightly disappointing, but his Soldier, I can assure you, is pretty sick as well. They're actually going to take the high ground fairly early on here, Harry. We'll actually see what they want to, the way they want to path around here. You can see Kenzie in the sidelines waiting for NiKo to actually poke his head around on that big health pack, and Winston's pretty close as well. It's very easy for him to kind of loop up and around onto the high ground if Eagle Gaming don't choose to take it.
And CIS are pretty comfortable with this. There's NiKo going very, very deep, but he's going to be up against Main, and he's got his pocket.
Yeah, double support's not something you normally want to take on as a Tracer. You really haven't got the DPS output unless you just one-clip a Zenyatta in the head. Already, though, it does look Sharik is going to jump onto the top of the building. And actually, would you not get him pocketed, Nox? What's going on? Alrighty, okay, NiKo's going to find a little bit of damage as well. They're actually pushing right underneath the building, and they're actually splitting the entirety of CIS Hope up right now.
Absolutely, NiKo's just throwing in clip after clip, and here comes the first tactical visor, courtesy of Unfixed. He's got so much in his sights. There's Flippy having a little bit of a hide, but you're going to get found out. A target-rich environment if you happen to be Unfixed. Oh, Nox, that's a little bit late with the engage there, buddy.
A little bit engaged. Gets discord, it gets taken out, and I think that was a pistol whip by Kenzie to actually finish him off there. That ultimate from Mercy was the quickest thing I've ever seen. Pupo, where did you even get enough charge for that? That was actually ridiculous. As soon as the ult came on, boom, he clicked Q, and that's exactly what we saw last time around as well on Control. As soon as one of these guys has ult, pops it instantly. No hesitation, no retreat.
I'll tell you exactly where he got that ult from. He got it from eating Main's orbs. Look at that, the Transcendence is ready to go, and it's going to be answering Flippy's tactical visor most likely. NiKo's already thrown out a bomb, no kills on the feed from that. It was onto Sharik, and he's going to get healed up now.
Look at this backline flank here. Flippy actually trying to just catch someone out here. Biofield on the corner of the point to make sure he actually gets healed up. Transcendence as well to make sure they stay alive on this corner. Everybody's grouped up, but a counter Transcendence coming out from Main as well to make sure Chow doesn't actually go down either. Getting pocketed by that Mercy, who's popped that Guardian Angel. It's going to be a little, popping that Valkyrie, sorry, it's going to be a little bit harder to kill, however. Flippy comes in, but tactical right click by the D.Va, and she will actually eat most of those bullets.
Absolutely, Nox has activated his Primal Rage and bashed Main out of the point, but Xiao is managing to strike back. Hyped has been blown away by the self-destruct. Now it's just a tank battle on the point. Sharik up against Get Amazed, but Kenzie's there with the help.
Yeah, Kenzie's there with a pulse bomb as well. He's actually going to spot the leaping Winston's not going to be able to find anything. Get Amazed does find the bomb onto the monkey. Whoa! Flippy appears out of nowhere. That's a couple of rockets to the back of your head, Kenzie, and you will actually go down, and that will be the point captured. Eagle Gaming now into the streets phase. Flippy, there we go. That's what we wanted to see, straight onto that Widow.
Absolutely, he's going to try and get some forward positioning here, try and take over rooftops. You don't want to allow CIS Hope's tanks to get up and control those rooftops beforehand, otherwise you're going to have a much harder time hitting those shots.
Yeah, big switch up by Kenzie as well, actually switching on to a Widowmaker of his own. Is going to be pocketed probably by Main. We saw this yesterday. Eng's going to be there also on the Mercy to make sure she stays nice and healthy. And there's a little bit of a damage boost as well. Nice dive onto the top line. Nox actually gets the kill on Unfix. That's just a Goomba stomp and a half. And Maze does manage to take out an enemy monkey also. But that D-Mech was really big. Kenzie actually body shotting the D.Va there, just making sure she can't do anything. Good dive again from Eagle Gaming. This is what we said they have to fear.
And like we said yesterday, you can pocket the Widow, but the answer to a pocketed Widow, you just got to throw more resources at that Widow. And we saw the kitchen sink and everything else thrown from the side of Eagle Gaming there, quickly eviscerating all of CIS Hope's DPS. Unfix went down first here, that tactical visor, that was going to be the answer, but it wasn't there.
Just wasn't there. Nox just found the kill as soon as he jumped on top of that ledge. It's extremely daunting for a soldier when you've got a D.Va and a monkey in your face. You kind of pop the biofield down and then there's not much else you can do. Nico on the Genji this time around, more of a signature here over the Tracer. Hype actually gets instantly taken out first and he was so close as well to that Transcendence. Nico now with the blade can unsheath it whenever he likes. Can't quite find actually the D.Va. She actually ducks into the barn. He's going to get back on top of that roof, but that payload has stopped. Blade in amongst 4 people. Transcendence easily popped there. Hype, perfect reactions. Oh, sorry, Main actually perfect reactions, but Flappy, he's just destroying the backline as soon as that Transcendence and that blade opened up.
And now Unfix with 2 supports at his back. He's free to send him whatever he should so wish in terms of heavy pulse arrow, but that's a nice headshot coming out there from Flippy. He's got his eyes on Unfix now, but it's unlikely if he's going to be able to hit the shot.
He is not. KMA's actually finds the detonation onto Eng there. That's a big source of healing going down. Flippy trying to protect his Mercy.
Okay.
He looked the wrong way for a split second, and Kenzie just takes his head clean off of his shoulders. Unfix finding himself in a tiny bit of trouble, but Winston is going to help him out, just making sure he stays alive. Oh, hang on a second. Nico found himself to the back line. This fight isn't over just yet, although it should be now as Nico has to dash away.
Indeed, he's got 2 tanks to deal with, and it's just too much meat to carve through. You're going to need a bigger knife, my friend. But Nico quickly building up towards that next Dragon Blade. His last one wasn't so effective. It was Main there with the Transcendence, saving 4 members of his team. Great value out of that ultimate.
We talked a lot about Nox and Nico being these star players for Eagle Gaming, but you've got to look at CIS Hope. Unfixed and Sharik they were both on E United when they were considered one of the best teams as well in the West. This is really a clash of titans in terms of individual players. Unfixed dive potential with that monkey is just absolutely profound when he's on something like a Tracer. But this time, he's actually on the Soldier. Ooh. In fact, doing a lot of work himself. He's got that tactical visor ready. This should be quite an easy fight for CIS Hope here. They've got the info sights available to them. Get amazed. Just getting hard pocketed right now, making sure he stays alive. They are actually on the cart, but they need to be able to touch. They need to get that D.Va D-Mech first. Otherwise, Kenzie's going to be all but useless.
Absolutely, and with Nox being blown away by that self-destruct, they don't have that much beef to play with here. Get amazed is the only tank they have on, and now he's trying to bring out Sharik as well. He is going to win that one out, and now he's got his eyes on Unfixed.
Oh, there he is, and he's immortal as well as the Transcendence is going off. Main just keeping this point alive, and Unfixed finds 2 and the D-Mech. The res actually onto this could be actually really big here. That res is going to avoid so much of this downtime. We have 17 seconds left. There's only 1 more push, and CIS Hope, they are moving straight towards the sport of Eagle Gaming. They are not afraid.
Absolutely, you've got to avoid the downtime, but right now for Eagle Gaming, it's go time. They've got 7 seconds left. They've got 4 ultimates in the bank. Nico's going to try to get towards this blade, but will he be able to put it in the right place, Jaws?
Nox is instantly discorded, has to back off instantly. That is a big Transcendence and a big Valkyrie and big Transcendence to use to boot. That's 2 big support ultimates down, but the double bomb's going to be big. Kenzie ends up going down, so does Eng, and Nico in the back line can unsheath the dragon where he so chooses. Apparently doesn't even need to, Harry, as Main ends up going down as well. Take down the D.Va, take down the rest of CIS Hope. That's exactly what they're hoping for right now. He doesn't even need it. He's saving the ult for style points here. Legday, overtime is ticking through. They just need a couple more seconds to actually get it on the point. 1 minute and 28 added to the clock, and they get another shot at 3 caps.
Get amazed, he said. 10-4, sir. 10-4. Message received, and I certainly am amazed. That was a great double kill coming up there with that self-destruct, wiping both Kenzie and Eng from this Hollywood point and clearing the way for Eagle Gaming to move into point 3. They've got 1 minute and 8 seconds to play with. Still a couple of ultimates, like you said. Nico saving that blade.
Saving it for style points later on. That's exactly what he's doing. Flippy switching off the Widowmaker now. He's actually on the Sombra. 40% ultimate already. Seemed like only just a second ago he switched it up. That's how powerful Sombra is on this current patch. A hack onto the Winston or even a hack onto the D.Va. Chow is going to be a very, very sad boy.
This is a very dangerous place for the tanks of... Oh, okay, here we go. Nico with the blade.
Nico's going to come in with the blade. Unfix pays the price. He's going to jump on the Zenyatta, completely isolated from the rest of his team. And those are the targets he needed to eradicate before he can clean the rest up. Now, Valkyrie's pretty big, though, keeping everybody from CIS Hope alive for the time being. So Nico's blade here seems somewhat wasted.
Indeed, and Kenzie's coming with the crucial kill onto Pipu, and that may well turn this around here for the side of CIS. It was a very dangerous position for them to be in with that EMP available for Flippy. Where's he going to put it? Oh, get him, he's going to open this one up early.
Oh, with a bomb, and that was a big hack. I think that actually hacked Eng there as well to make sure he couldn't fly away. Nice Discord orb straight onto Winston, and now again, it's only D.Va. Poor Chow goes down once more right at the end. Overtime is ticking though, and they are no way near this third cap. CIS Hope they get one more chance at this.
Absolutely, Eagle Gaming chomping at the bit. They've got 2 ultimates to use. CIS Hope ready. They just need to win one fight or get them off the payload. They have multiple win conditions here. They just need to focus on those, and here's the engagement.
Transcendence out the gate to make sure he stays alive. Ana for the bio grenade. That's actually really big. Straight onto the D.Va to make sure she gets demexed. Look at Nico not letting go of his prey. Eng falls to Flippy, and that Primal Rage just bashing everybody around to make sure they can't touch the point. The beat is dropped, and it's going to give a massive boon in their health bars. They should be able to take down this monkey for the time being if they just focus and call targets. There's Nico, finally finds his way to the back line. Chow once more isolated, alone, betrayed on the cart, it feels. Kenzie's going to fall as well, and now Eng switching on to the Moira to try and get that last crucial touch, but it's not going to matter. In overtime, CIS Hope they complete 3 points. They don't hope they complete 3 points, they completed 3 points. Sounded a bit weird.
They're going to hope that they complete 3 points, because Eagle Gaming have gained 3 points here in overtime. No time left. Time bank has elapsed. And now, what CIS Hope are hoping for is that they can complete the 3 points with more than a minute remaining. If they have less than a minute, then Eagle Gaming will get some time back. If they do not, then it may well be that CIS Hope can try and take this one away by taking point A again.
All right, a tiny bit confused there. So there's too much action. I just saw Main, I saw Chow just diving in, and Eng just trying to get that last crucial touch.
Sometimes you just melt your face off.
It does. It really does. Especially in this overtime crucial seconds, right? That's a lot of pressure on the shoulders of some of them rather newer players comparatively to people like Unfix, who is, you got to say, is one of the players that is going to be able to keep this team a hold, right? That experience and that playing at that top competitive level somewhat a year and a half ago, that's a lot to kind of put into a team and say, hey guys, I'm going to be this leader you guys need.
Gonna keep
and
it cool.
we're going to keep it cool. We're going to keep it cool, calm, collected, collect our thoughts now. This time around, Eagle Gaming, they're on the defense this time.
Absolutely. And it looks like they're coming out with a strategy that we love to see here. Bit of Reinhardt. I love my Reinhardt jaws. Reinhardt main myself. And I can't wait to see Nox play that. Nox, his Reinhardt was a little bit of a question mark back in the Rogue days. We always thought, okay, Nox, he can play Winston, he can play it really well. They're dive, 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 but can he bring out the Reinhardt if it's required?
Well, he's going to have to rely on Flippy for the majority of the damage, actually picking up 3 tanks this time around. Nico, we always kind of say this, the DPS, the Tracer, the Genji players. What tanks do they play? Used to be Roadhog.
Now it's Zarya.
Now it's Zarya. That tracking skill's already coming into hand. And I love the pickup of Moira here as well on the defense. There is so much opportunity for those orbs to bounce around if you hold in and around the house. It's going to be quite handy. However, if you look at the side of CIS Hope, they've got 3 tanks themselves this time. Unfix actually on the Hog.
Absolutely, and they've decided to go for the Tracer as their DPS. Oh no, Kenzie's actually going all the way back to spawn. He's decided to swap over to the Junkrat Unfixed as well, moving over from the Roadhog on to the Zarya. We have mirror comps now, Jaws, and it's just going to come down to mechanical skill and better positioning here.
Well, they're going to send an orb through to make sure everybody gets healed up nice and proper. A lot of rockets to start off with. There's not too much verticality. Okay, all right. Flame Strike already started us off. They're going to dive straight in. I just saw Sharik in mid-air, swinging away, holding his shield, just trying to get a bit of defense. I promise I don't just hold left click. I know you do.
He's a keen
quite
boy.
a bit of the time. He is a very clean boy. Flippy's going to find main, but Unfix is going to be able to trade that onto Flippy. In fact, trades backwards and forwards, but Maze actually getting demected is going to be pretty big. That's going to be Kenzie having the time of his life, just chucking bomb after bomb after bomb in the back line. Riptire almost available as well, forced into that corner. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Even a charge coming out as well.
He's going to want to take out Nico here. Nico's got so much energy, but no! Get amazed! What an amazing peel there, taking out the tire. And now Nico is free to rain down this charge from above. He's already got himself a Graviton!
So quickly. You said it came down to the skill, and Unfixed 35% versus Nico's Graviton Surge already.
He's on fire.
Even has that Coalescence. So this healing, the coming out of this next fight, is going to be stupendous.
What can Sharik do with an Earth Shadow though? Nox is going to have one in turn as well, but in comes a Riptire from the back. It's a huge disengagement here from CIS. They want to see where this is coming from. It looks like he's making a commute. Ramaside's got his eyes on Sharik, but no, unfixed with the peel. Great job there.
It was a very hard road tire to actually hit. It was sent rather far back. See, look, you can see just on your screens, Nico is onto the sidelines, holding Wright the way back, or at least he was until he showed himself there. I recognise CIS Hope are just going to back off for the time being. Like you said, Shatter available. We've got the Coalescence. We've got Beat. We've got the bomb. We can make the big bang happen. It's just when they actually want to pull the trigger, because Evil Gaming, they've got exactly the same combo available to them as well. There's the Graviton. In fact, is it going to be a reverse one? No, it is not. There's the bigger bang. Can they find anybody? A D-Mech straight into a bomb himself. That's going to be a big sound barrier, but actually knocking. I thought that knocked Chow down, but didn't quite find him. But the return shatter and the pin. In fact, the detonation onto Pippo might just secure CIS Hope the map, or sorry, the point even. Chow finding Get Amaze. He doesn't stand a chance against the rest of CIS Hope. Tariq with the return shatter. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Nox thought he had them exactly where he wanted them, but Sharik pulled the old switcheroo, a 4-man shatter. And just as quickly, a team wipe was delivered from CIS Hope. They were running a little bit low on time there, about a minute, but they have been given 2.5 minutes of extra time now to try and push their way through point B here.
Look how aggressive actually Eagle Gaming are playing. They're playing right up to the gate. They know they thrive in these close quarter situations, but hey, who's got a Mirror Cop? It's CIS Hope. They're doing exactly the same thing. Unfixed has got a Graviton Surge, which he didn't actually have in the last fight. Does find a couple of chairs and finds a couple of other people on the other side of the wall as well. Perfect positioning from him, but a barrier should make sure Eagle Gaming survive for the moment. Nico does end up going down. The Riptire finds...
Oh, okay, Flippy!
Flippy!
Man.
Over the gates, finds 4 members, and that will send CIS Hope packing.
See, what I thought was going to happen here from Eagle Gaming is that they were going to come in for this early engagement and get on the cart when the high ground wasn't that much of an issue. And then they get wiped, they try and get some ultimates out of CIS Hope, like the Graviton as we saw, and then they'd swap over to a dive comp so they can make use of the high ground in the stages of point B where it's more useful. But instead we see CIS Hope moving over to the Genji for Unfixed.
Yeah, Unfixed, again, that leader we kind of spoke about is going to be on the Genji to try and make these engage as soon as he has that Dragon Bait, but look how aggressive Nox is playing. Coalescence is going to come out, that shield should block it, but actually finds Pippo because of the boop coming out from Nico.
Return. Will he be able to get anyone? No. No one picked up by that particular self-destruct. Now it's just Reinhardt versus Reinhardt, baiting out the shadows. There goes Sharik.
Oh, Nico gets dropped down as well. He ends up going down. Shao just moving forwards, and he has free access to the backline. The Junkrat didn't stand a chance, not against those missiles in a tight space. Coalescence used by CIS just to make sure they can push forwards. Hype ends up falling to it as well. Clean D-Mech from Chow. CIS Hope. They still have a couple ultimates in their bank as well. Unfixed is working towards his 85% on the clock.
We'll have to see here. If Eagle Gamer decide to swap out their comp, no, it will still be the ground and pound. Nox sticking to the Reinhardt. Sharik's going to be there to meet him. And now we can see that Chow and Unfixed have taken control of the high ground here. They're going to be able to use that to their advantage. But Flippy's looking to open this one up. The rest of the French team haven't even engaged yet, but here comes the tire. Flippy's been caught out in the back.
Flippy's dead. Flippy's dead already. Kenzie actually just one-clipped him, it seems, in the head. That's a massive loss here for Eagle Gaming. They're going to have to retreat. In fact, inside the saloon right now. Big bomb, but it does actually manage to get shielded there by Nico. Graviton Surge is available. They have to bait out Chow's Graviton first. Or Defense Matrix, I should say. There is the blade available. Doesn't really want to pop it just yet. There, finds himself on the back line. Does take a couple of swings. Pippo is going to go down in the end. Kenzie finding Nico as well, but Hype, guess what? He's got a right click of his own.
You can't deflect the orbs. Well, you can deflect the orbs. You can't deflect the damage from the orb. And you can't deflect the Biotic Grasp. And now Kenzie's looking to try and clean this one up. Despite losses suffered, CIS are going to be steamrolling forwards. And their reinforcements will be joining them soon. And here we see the swap up here. Nico now onto the Winston. Impressive. I think he wants to have a 1v1 vendetta with Unfixed here.
I think he does. They're just going to force their way out. There's the hammer, hits the floor, hits the cart as well. 4 members down. Flippy extremely low, does chug some of that drink to make sure he stays alive, but that Coalescence is just going to shred through him. And speaking of shredding, Unfixed, he's got his grater out. He's not afraid to use it.
Oh, absolutely. That's a beautiful cheese being made up here from the French corpses. Well, they do have a talent for that. However, CIS Hope have a much better talent for attacking. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining as we move into the third point of Hollywood here. And wow, Kenzie, he's really keen for this. Nox wants to swap.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does too. There's absolutely no way you'd charge in like that without actually wanting to swap, although you could have just walked back to base. We'll see if he does actually swap off the Reinhardt. He does. He actually goes on to the Winston this time around.
Look at Chow, camping himself back. He doesn't want Flippy to get a hack off here. He doesn't want Flippy to be able to control this territory, because otherwise, Get Amazed and Nox will be able to play this corner incredibly well. Yeah,
Translocator used, so already we have Flippy out of the action. Monkey sent sky high. Chow is going to follow him straight into 4 members. Not where you want to be, buddy. He's going to get the healing, though, from the Moira. There's the bomb straight on the Monkey. Already takes him out. Unflix takes out Flappy. A bit of a late sound barrier might be their detriment right now. Chow's just trying to make sure his supports stay alive at Kenzie. Has got something else to say about that as well, as he does take out the enemy supports. He's actually going to take out Nico also. Eagle Gaming just seem routed right now. They've only got a couple more attempts. 50 seconds on the clock, but they should be all up for at least another one.
Absolutely. Now that less than a minute is left in the time bank, if CIS Hope can complete this, Eagle Gaming will at least get another attack. However, it's very unlikely they're going to stop CIS Hope here, because look at all these ultimates available. They didn't spend any in the last fight. They're looking to have 6, and here comes Unfixed with a blade.
Dragon Blade, he finds one in the back line. In fact, his supports helped him as well. They're all up in their face. The D-Mech on the D.Va will be pretty big, but the bomb is going to come out. Shouldn't quite catch anybody, as it's very easy to duck, dip, dive, and dodge around those corridors. Hype is going to take out Kenzie with a fully charged right click and get Amaze just defending the cut with his life, but he is just surrounded by enemy DPS. CIS Hope not willing to give this one up just yet. They got 10 seconds on the clock.
Where is he going to lay down the shadow is the question. He can put it over the top or under the payload, as it were. Flippy trying his best to try and stealth away, but only had 1 HP and was quickly taken down by Eng, and now it's the final battle.
Oh, the shadow was actually blocked. The shield was absolutely massive coming out from Nox. Jumps into the primal rage, but as the Discord orb on him, he comes back and dead to earth. Monkey in orbit ends up hitting the car. This looks so sad. Flippy comes in with the hack, but it should be all said, good and done for CIS Hope. They go into overtime. That will be 3 caps for them as well. Hype, he had good intentions, but that Transcendence, a little bit too late.
Absolutely. Nox may not have been able to block that many shadows as Reinhardt, but he certainly got that one done as Winston. Great placement of a shield there as he made his engagement to save himself for a couple more seconds, allow the rest of his team to filter in. It was in overtime, but it was a valiant attempt from a French resistance.
And it was. And what 2 equally matched teams we're seeing right here. Clearly, Escort is a favourite, I'd say, of both these. I mean, Hybrid, of course.
Hybrid's a favourite for most teams, I think. It seems to be like the epitome of Overwatch. You've got your assault game type, and you've got your payload. Sort of everything rolled into one, the ultimate test of skill.
Well, I was mentioning earlier that CIS Hope, they kind of struggle on maps like Oasis, and I thought, okay, we're coming into Ruins and Ilios, like, maybe they won't do so hot here. Maybe Eagle Gaming can kind of pick them apart, especially as you've got this such experience on Nox and Nico, that dive squad that they do normally run. But CIS Hope go, no, we want none of that. Let us have this map, and that's exactly what you saw on this game mode as well. They were so quick and eager to actually take that first point, much, much quicker than Eagle Gaming managed to take it. But now Eagle Gaming is their chance. They've got that minute. They're going to run dive. They kind of have to. But Flippy is on that Widowmaker. If he makes a clean pick-off in that cafe, it could be all said and done for CIS Hope.
Gambit. Nope. Just a single shot and over to the Soldier. We're seeing the same attack yet again from Eagle Gaming. The question is, how are they going to change it up to try and do things quicker than they did last time? It was a slow go on our first attack.
Yeah, they are going to take control of that health back, though. Again, pretty important. We did mention why Sombra is so good on the defense. No one running it just yet. CIS Hope just hoping they can make sure they can do with Unfixed actually on that Soldier. He's charging up that old good and proper, but Main actually both supports, both Zenyatta's finding nice kills onto 2 DPS. Eng is actually going to get the revive though, so 1-man advantage right now for CIS Hope. D.Va's in a sad, sorry state of affairs as soon as she gets D-Mech there, and on the point you can see Shriek just getting kept alive. That support duo just holding that high ground, just made sure no one could touch the point and no one could touch Unfixed, who was just raining death from above.
Absolutely, the trifecta of Eng, Main, and Unfixed on the top. Just like you said, death from above. It was so hard to even get into any sort of open area to shoot at them.
Can they touch the point here? They've got a second left. I'm not sure they can. In fact, a last second dash does manage to secure it. Flippy actually jumping onto the Sombra this time around, trying to find a crucial hack, maybe onto someone like a D.Va. Doesn't quite get it. And Hype gets, well, Kenzie even gets revenge on Hype. There's the hack straight onto Chow, but it doesn't even matter. Main actually goes down just before the Transcendence was available, but that tactical visor getting opened up straight on top of the point just lays waste to Eagle Gaming, and that'll be a full hold and a team kill by CIS Hope.
Absolutely great positioning there from Unfixed to keep himself alive for so long. He got taken out once courtesy of Hype, and that was a pretty good frag out from Zen. Unfortunately, the rest of his team couldn't get in and pressure Eng. So Eng was there able to make the resurrection. And now, CIS Hope, they only need to claim 33% of point A in order to claim Hollywood.
0% taken. It did take both these teams a little while to crack the defenses. Now, Unfixed main and Eng was... how do you even deal with that? They stood up on the high ground and was like, we're not moving. Why would we move? You come to us. And that's exactly what they did do. And you saw Meng go, okay, you want to jump at me? No worries. That's a Discord orb. Unfixed can hold the left trigger, or hold the left click, sorry, and your head is gone. There is no monkey left. He has to instantly drop. The bubble's not really going to save him either. And with a Mercy damage boosting him, there's nothing they could seemingly do. This time around, Equal Gaming changed up the strategy a little bit. They're actually going for that Reinhardt, D.Va, and the Xayah on the defense like they did last time around. They're not choosing to opt for CIS Hope strategy, holding the Soldier high ground.
Indeed, and I think to open that very, very firm egg on the top, to try and crack that open, you need more of a vertical sort of second DPS. You need a Genji, you need a Pharah. You can't rely on that Soldier, because you just can't get the angle sometimes, and you can play around the cover so well.
Well, they're going to march out the gate. CIS Hope only need that 33%, but they've only got a minute to do it. Eng, he's going to jump on that Lucio to make sure they can get to the point easily. Kenzie's just going to try and dislodge them here, it seems, or at least doing a lot of damage to the front line, trying to beat the batter before they end up going in. Nice jump using the concussion mine. I thought he went a little bit overboard, but he did manage to land on top of them, on top where Chow is sitting.
Absolutely, and with Eng here, with the speed boost, watch to see how aggressive Sharek can be. He's already under so much pressure though. Nico knows that he needs to make sure that front line can't move forward. CIS Hope here need to get onto the point. That's their win condition. They need to play to it.
There's a little verticality from Eagle Gaming as well. They've only got GetAmaze who can really launch himself up there without being put in danger, unlike Flippy, who's a very low health hero, being the junk rat, and that'll be Chow just jumping him on the back line, but he's going to instantly get protected by the rest of his team. Nico doing such a good job of it. Shriek's going to find the enemy Reinhardt, but the Riptide is going to come out, shielded off for the time being. It's actually going to get taken out by Legday.
Oh,
GetAmaze finds the double, and there's Hype as well. He's going to find the beam kill straight onto Shriek. No shield, no problem. Main's the last member alive. He has to touch the point, but that's going to be a draw. On all the maps we've seen, Hollywood was my least expected to actually draw, especially between these two teams. So evenly matched coming out the gate so far.
Absolutely, as you can see, Finn there. No heroes being shown on the victory screen. Sad for everyone involved, but...
what are you talking about? It was the heroes.
Yes. Here is your victory screen. We are the real heroes.
Exactly that. No, that draw was, like I said, that's not actually something we kind of expected to see.
Yeah.
I really pegged it on Nico and Nox having this experienced dive composition to easily take care of CIS Hope, especially when they held that high ground. It was a big question mark, in all honesty, from me. What did they really need to change in order to crack that defense?
I felt that the problem for Eagle Game was actually how they should have played on their defense instead of trying to attack differently. They had a reasonably good attack, but I think that playing this triple and for a moment quad tank defense on point B isn't really playing to the strengths of the roster that you fielded today. You've got Nico and Nox, you've got two of the best dive players in the world, as evidenced through an amazing run through 2017, and you're not playing dive on Hollywood point B, which is one of the best dive points in the entire game.
It is. Draw, in all honesty, come on. Pretty close. Next map's going to be even close. We're going to jump to a quick break, however, or at least some replays even, and we'll be back very, very soon.